here comes the nighttime. Step back and here comes the nighttime. Daylight, we could hitchhike to Maine. I hope that someday I'll see without these frames. And in the daylight, I don't pick up my phone. 'Cause in the daylight, anywhere feels like home. Tiny kingdom at the bottom of the trees, where I was always a winner and I was usually right. You can watch it when you get a bit older, but for now in the bad bits I should cover your eyes. She painted pictures with the tips of her fingers, sewing buttons to Bambi, tied strings to a kite. Swinging lights, barely awake, but I still got my stripes. 'Cause you're the killer with the colored kite. I wanna tell you there's a really good reason why I came down easy, spinning threads to a throne. A tiny kingdom at the bottom of the trees, where I was always a winner and I was barely alone. Turning into black and white, underneath the swinging lights, barely awake, but I still got my stripes. 'Cause you're the killer with the colored kite. Tangled up, tongue-tied, tell me what to do. Tangled up, tongue-tied, tell me what to do. Turning into black and white, underneath the swinging light, barely awake, but I still got my stripes. 'Cause you're the killer with the colored kite. Turning into black and white. Quiet little voices creep into my head. I'm young again, I'm young again, I'm young again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's stream. You are now enjoying Tradetopia Live. What's good, gang? How we feeling? Glorious? Would you say impeccable? Sensational, perhaps? All right, let's get it. What it do? What it do? Greetings, Earthlings. Feeling blessed, amazing. Silver missed you by a couple points and tanked. Shalom, shalom, shalom. What's up, Getty, Karen, Drevis, Brandon, Mr. Kinder, Vaughn, Patrick, Seth, Bradfordson. What's up, Joe, Leia, Alfredo? What's up, Fast Track? What's up, gang? Juan, Jose, Mauri. All right, awesome. You all have names, and I have now said them. So you have been welcome to today's session. New York highs have been swept. Liquidity here is pumping through indices veins, and I say Vaughn would say they have motion. They have motion this morning. Yesterday we had nice little mitigation of this zone that we had talked about. I feel like we can still get under here. We kind of just traded into this choppiness. So I am curious if we work our way down to here still. I think it's very possible. A little shakeout from after taking out London's high here, but wasn't up for any of this. Then we have right now Dow doing its thing. So trading in completely different price ranges. Very, very different types of trading from everywhere. So yeah, it's really, really interesting, honestly. That's how much motion has. Dude, I read your sentence way differently, and I was concerned, Brandon. So I now understand what you're saying. I read that too quickly. Yes. All right. So what do we do here? Well, this is a higher time frame, but like there is a lot of liquidity here that the market that the market is dealing with. So we're dealing with quite a bit of liquidity here. Dow has actually been more bearish. It's been suppressed this whole time, whereas Nasdaq is trading, higher up in the range. So if we're talking about what is moving the most to the downside so far today, cool. We give our hats to NQ. But if we're going to talk about what is more bearish on a slightly higher time frame recently, it would be Nasdaq. It would be Dow, right? Dow has been just moving sideways since Friday. I mean, since Thursday. So just sideways movement. We just got a clean sweep of liquidity. I think we have a good shot at sells today if we can stay down here. So this is kind of, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Got to give it time. S&P did a little pump before it dumped here. Remember, this week we have CPI and PPI. So there will be... The markets are going to want to set up for some big movement, more than likely. But, yeah, I mean, S&P leaving a little move right here. You got Dow, took out the high. Now it's kind of settling in. I'm sure some of you are looking at this, and you're thinking, could I be buying in this zone? For me... Speaking only for myself, with the sweep of liquidity there, and then the continuation, it kind of comes up and down, up again for another 5 minutes, and then down. I don't love these setups, so these are some that I don't take. They do play out every once in a while, but it's just not for me. I don't love these highs. I'm not convinced by them by any means, so I'm not taking them. I reject. Did anyone end up taking NQ out of here by any chance yesterday? Now, if you want to be further disappointed, because who doesn't, right? I do have gold setups that look very easy to approach, so I'll talk about that. But yesterday did take a good loss, in my opinion. This is a system-based loss. On oil here, was honestly a little surprised. I didn't think we weren't even gonna get a rejection. I figured like worst case scenario we would get like a reduced. But then oil finally made it to the price that we had been waiting for since Friday, July 31st. And it said, hey, yeah, cool. You have your plans. I have mine. So, yeah, it got to our zone, a point of interest here, and then just tanked. Yeah, I mean, kind of sucks. But, you know, what can we do? What can we do, guys? Nothing. Now, here's where things get a little interesting. So, we had the strong rejection. The market has been bearish for some time. So let's go look at this in a couple different ways. We saw where the market wanted to play all the way down to on the 4-hour time frame. And they made a deep retracement, traded into where we have this big order block, and we actually caught the buys here. So we did pin the lows, and then the market worked its way all the way up. At this point, it has now mitigated, so we saw the rejection of these buy orders, and the market drops. But here's where things get interesting. Does the market now, was that it? Was that sufficient for that drop, for that retracement? And could this continue moving forward? In my opinion, we see, I don't know why the London low gets marked right here, because it's I feel like it's not really there. Wouldn't you guys consider London low like 6 a.m. here? This is still London in my opinion. I feel like we need to understand what the rules are here for this. And why aren't you popping up here? Okay, that's weird. That's strange. All right, whatever. So, anyways, yeah, we had a lot of consolidation here, and it's swept it. So, at this point, could we get a shakeout out of this zone? Now that it's swept a lot of this consolidation, the buyers' stops are swept here. Could we see a reversal out of here? No. Sorry. But I was like building up to something, but there's not really a setup here. Takes the liquidity, comes back up to here, breaks these highs. It's already chopped up and down. So I wouldn't take an entry anymore. Yeah, just going to continue to wait for further development there. Before I get into metals, because I am going to look at them, I do think there's something interesting that can happen here. I want to point out that NQ has swept London lows now, so it's continuing to work its way lower and lower. I do think these Tokyo lows get swept here soon, and this is, to me, looking like it's setting up to trade out of this area over here. So that's what it's looking like. The question is it worth taking? Do we have a clean opportunity here, or is it a little too noisy? A lot of liquidity. Could sweep, do a minor reversal, and then continue down. So look at how we are now moving in complete opposite directions between Dow and NQ, right? Dow now is in the process of filling this imbalance over here. So it's got a lot of movement over here, structure. So still not really enough. These are moving in opposite directions, so I'm kind of open to either one as a catalyst, like having reversals moving together. Equal lows under that 29,544. $29,544 here. Pretty close. Are they equal? No, but yeah, they are pretty close. So you could argue for that. Sure. If you look at NQ and not just micro, so NQ here, these do have a 6 points, give or take. Oh, my bad, we're looking over here. Yeah, they're pretty close. 4 or 5 points. So if that puts you against it, cool. What do you do if the price looks clean but your broker has equal lows? I trade futures, so half risk or nothing. If you're like not sure. Trading view mitigated, but your broker has. And I mean, the money's coming from the overall market, not your broker. Your broker is just responding and giving you its own price feed. So I would just follow whatever the actual market is doing. All right. So it looks like, man, I had a feeling on this one. We had this little move right here. This last push down right there. Yeah, this guy here. Man. I had a feeling we might have popped on off of this zone. Nice. Okay. So remember, this is a pretty good one. And I've talked over this for the last few weeks, where you have the market break structure briefly, but it doesn't maintain the high. So this is typically an enticement, right? This lures in retail, the break and retest, but this doesn't stay bullish. So it's not really creating a bullish structure. It's just a breach of it, right? It just gets above, and then it's like, no, just kidding. So when it does that, the previous low is definitely more vulnerable because it never creates sustainable price. So when that happens, typically at least this low gets swept. When there is a mitigation set up right below a low that is vulnerable. So how do I explain this? Well, when the low prior to the high that failed, like this one here, that one typically fails. If there's a mitigation set up right below that, that typically has a good reaction. Now where it gets a little tricky right now is since NQ and Dow are not moving very similarly. Well, I guess they are now. They weren't up until that moment. But I guess they're both pushing bullish now. But anyways, when that's happening, typically you just trade them independently. Now, someone asked about S&P. I think it was Corey. When NQ and Dow are moving in completely opposite directions, I do not consider S&P for like correlation or anything like that, because it typically just I don't wait for S&P to get somewhere, do something in order for me to take a trade. I'll just look at them independently. That's just what I do. Obviously, That's just with the information that I have. So, yeah, right now, anyways, would have been a nice bounce. Cool. Stops would be break even. But that's it, really, from me. YM buys at 54.99, 54.44, 54.141. Possibly, you're saying playing out of this like New York Open melt and then continuation. Yeah, I could see it. I would want to see. I would definitely want to kind of have. I would want Dow to create more demand over here. See price battle it out above this level, but yeah, I mean we could definitely get something here. Let's see if we get more candles printing there or not. Inducement. And then I mean same thing with metals. So metals I don't think I've talked about yet, but metals have a decent setup over here. This is similar to the NQ where it kind of trades near another low, so it's a judgment call. So I totally understand reducing risk. I would definitely want correlation, like the divergence to be in its favor for sure. And then you have silver with a similar movement. That crash before it continues. So you have this right there as well. The timing, basically minutes after yesterday's New York Open, these start to rip. So gold looks better positioned for sure. If you look at gold, if you want to have just the setup, like this is trading well above the 38.2, almost at a 23.6 level. So yeah, gold is definitely better favored. All right, so NQ now trading into this zone. Okay, cool. This I'm cool with. All right, so taking out Tokyo lows. Obviously it can reverse as soon as it does that. Dow still pushing and about to reach some of these key areas. So like here's where Dow has had more like support and balance fill. Then you have another order block right over here. So Dow getting to like around this price is where I can start seeing reversals. If Dow is going to give reversals, not that I'm going to take entries there. I don't really have an entry as well with Dow than I would with NQ. But when Dow gets to that level, if Dow would start to reverse around there, I think that would be giving NQ a good moment to take a position too. Okay, now with take profits. Filling this imbalance, playing into previous structure. That's what I would want. And then for consideration, my entry of choice really is over here. Like down where we've seen a lot more support. If Dow gets to that reversal area on its own, if it starts to get over here, that's when I'll start to scale in. If we're still at a good price, like where it's worth, getting something out here, 1.5 or more, basically. But we'll see. Might not get it. So yeah, I like to look at the whole enchilada. Now, okay, I didn't notice this, but we are playing out of it's a smaller, it did reject it's like a tiny little 5-minute thing here. Like right around here or whatever. I just feel like it's not enough. At this point, just friendly reminders. Make sure if you have copy traders, make sure they're connected. Make sure you're good to go. Everything's looking smooth. Your entry in Q is not based on the open of a candle, but on a previous support in that candle, all right? Yeah, I'd never trade it off the open. Like I never trade off the open. I can't really remember ever. I've never really taught that. But yeah, I never trade off the open. The risk reward just isn't typically there for me, out of preference, I guess. Also, just like there's just typically more proof or more incentive. I guess that's the proper word I would want to use. There's more incentive for market. So like here, there's more incentive. For even imbalance fill over here. So like, even though the market starts to sell off from over here, there's clearly imbalance from 29,637 and under. So like this makes more sense to me to trade at least below over here. So like this just poked under that actually right there. Yeah. That's just me. Obviously, you'll get a better risk reward. Not all of your trades need to go even 3R, guys. Even above 2R, just trade whatever. Whatever gives your win rate and your risk reward, something that makes you profitable. That's it. With smart money, honestly, like you can make this work. I'd say anywhere from 1R and above. You'll get reactions pretty often if your entry is pretty good. I don't know why you'd assume that. And hey, you don't have to believe me. We can ask the chat, because maybe I'm delusional, but I don't think I've ever opened off the open. I've never traded really off the open, not intentionally, unless there's like other details. But even then, it would be like even a little bit inwards. But yeah. Nah, I almost never, ever trade off the open. But chat would know better than me. The open of the candle, I meant. Yeah, like where smart money starts. And yeah, I mean, like you would say like trading right here. Not really. Huh? Not the body. He's saying like you'd have to go to the smaller time frame to kind of find it, you know? Like, for example, here. Like where the blue line starts, where the box starts, basically, where smart money comes in. I think that's what he's saying. If there was like an order block in here, exactly, yeah. And then I would split my entry. Seth knows my playbook better than me. Let's see. Hopefully this thing comes back. I want another one. Look, Dow is still ripping. So this is what I was talking about. Like I wanted to see Dow get up in this area where this could start to reverse, and then that's when I was looking for NQ for entries. So Dow's almost there. So again, I might start to get into the market higher than I expected if once we start getting into this reversal territory for Dow Jones. Like here, market can start reversing out of here. Let's see. So I'm gonna go half risk once if we start trading out of here. It very much so could. could keep pushing, so that might get me a little bit deeper into the entry. But I like that NQ is now holding this level really well. Even though Dow is still reversing, this is starting to just struggle to keep pushing lower and lower. It's starting to build sideways, chop up like this. That's good. Like Dow keeps making higher highs, and then now this is struggling to stay to maintain it. I'm entering on the candle that started the dip under liquidity. Oh, okay. I think I see what you're saying. You're saying the candle that started the dip under the... Okay, so you're saying like here. Like this. Here's where kind of money comes in to clear out the liquidity. Like the very last push. So here's kind of where money starts to fall, and then the last move right there. Right? So 29,650. Okay, that makes sense. I understand that. That's a good entry. Yeah. That might do it. I like that entry. Yeah. No, that's good. The way this is squeezing, this is the type of trading environment where either it just pops off and rips without you, or it makes one more swift move down and then makes that run. What's up, Hector? What's good? Dímelo, primo. What's poppin'? Yeah, when's the wedding? Woo! Que viva el amor. Wedding already happened. We didn't make the cut. Yeah, pull up, bro. Pull up, Hector. You know you got a place to stay here, bro. All right. Now, let's say, what does it take for NQ to make its move fully and to delete this, right? Let's say this just doesn't, we don't get the invite. Looks like based off of how it's moving right now, it would basically just be trading up into this area. So, like, almost breaking these highs. Like, basically making equal highs over here. Ideally, it doesn't do that yet. Dow. What are you doing, pal? Yeah, it's starting to stagger its way up. If we get one more like little aggressive kind of pullback in, I might start a half entry in there. So who's in this already? Drop a NQ in the chat if you already are in this. You're like, you didn't want to wait for all that. You're like, Mike, shut up, bro. I'm in. You think too much. Let me know. Put an NQ in the chat. Who's already up in some profits? S&P looks like it left equal lows. Interesting. Dow starting its reversal already. This thing might go. She may just leave without us. Now, let's see. What does it look like to take this from, let's say, a higher entry zone? What RR would be expected here? The easier risk reward. 1.3. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. Obviously, to make this a little juicier, we would be seeing London highs swept or New York highs, etc. Missed the buy because I looked at TradingView. How does that? Can you explain that to me? Like you just didn't pull the trigger where you were supposed to, or you didn't have a limit or something? Yeah, this thing's fucking gone. Sick, dude. Yeah, so I mean, I had the right theory here. Waiting for Dow to imbalance to really get into this imbalance. Playing all the way over to here. It reversed a little bit. It started to reverse a little bit before it got to these levels of support. So, all right. Whatever. It's not, I guess it hasn't mitigated fully yet, at least not for me. So, I mean, nah, this is more than enough. I'm good on this. Good game. All right, cool. So, playing out of that level, if the conservative entry here would have right now be running, where would this be going? Like a 1R, 1.1. Decent. Sweet. Well, if you're in this, you can definitely reduce your risk exposure, moving your stops up. I'd have my stops at least here, 29,964 into some profits. Yeah. Sick, bro. Fuck yeah, dude. This, depending on how the market, how things completely turn around, but obsession front, that's exactly how I feel right now. Wait. I think I don't use TradingView creatively enough. Hold on. I think there's ways to like import things like that. Import images. That's so funny. Okay, Vaughn, I need you to make one of these for me. Give me a second. I know you know how to do stuff like this. Let's see. I need you to make a meme when NQ doesn't tag you in or whatever. Can you do that for me? And then we can just add it to a little sticker right here. But okay, if this continues to rally, I know that's your main method of communication. So, but yeah, if this continues to rally, whether we get something like this, good. If we get something like this, great. So, let's see. And then Dow has effectively started to dip. Look at that. So, hey, amazing. I'm such a good analyst, guys. That's so awesome. We love that. Isn't it awesome to be able to see where the market goes and just wave at it goodbye? What a lovely skill set to have. Yeah, dude. So what do you do, man? I can tell you where the market goes a lot. Oh, awesome. So you're like super rich? Yeah, dude. Most traders. That's how that goes. Oh, you know what? I saw this alert and I was like half asleep. Yep, there goes Euro. Dude, the order block Euro play. It played out too. Another one. This setup is gas. I'm not going to lie. This setup is fire. 15-minute especially. You get a last push down, like an money comes in, and then you get an absolute just giga candle. These, especially when they're maintaining and they stay. This one I was a little bit less stoked about because it didn't really stay that bullish for too long. But yeah, these are so great. Unpaid market predictor. That's how I feel with my zones that mostly play out at 2 a.m. The market intern. Oh, yeah. Here for the vibes. Here was another one. Australians played out super nicely. Oh, this could have been traded. I was up here. Did I have this alert go off? Clean. Look at that. That's a good one. It's even better. Boom. RR on this. What's this look like? Taking it to the highs. 4R. What could have been? Okay, so Dow, after doing all of this, honestly, the buys on Dow, I'm kind of for it. I'm with it. Here we had a whole bunch of market trades up here for a good almost 30 minutes. Now it's trading to these areas, to these levels. So, I mean, what do y'all think? I think the party can continue over here. Yeah, this looks kind of sick, especially because it's breaking this internal low here. So I see it. I like it. I'm willing to put money behind it. I'm gonna go half R now, and then, or as it gets to here, and then if we get a little bit deeper, I'll do another batch of monies here. So I'm in this joint. See if we mitigate this big push down. Let's see. So half R here. And then here's where we had another batch of a little bit of support. Final push down. And then the other half R will go right over here. Oh, did it already wick in there? It may have. No. Come back. Hey. What do we think? Does it come back for me? Little New York Open rejection action. Meanwhile, S&P is like torn between ideas. NQ within this imbalance fill now as well. So now in reversal territory, which could also trigger another reversal here for Dow. You ho. Come on, guy. Triggered to the dot, to the point. Look at this, the low. Just look at the up here, right? On the, where you can see the data. Here's the low of the candle that you're highlighting over. My entry was 54, 110, 140. And look at the low, 54, 140. Whatever, half hours in. Entry missed. Yes. Hold on. Oh no, I need to go to the other one. Over here. It's so bad, dude. That's so bad. That's so bad. Give me a sec. No, can't put it there. There's like an upload. Where is the upload button? Is it in the drawing tools somewhere? This is like what where is this thing? Like I'm so mechanical and like direct with trading and analysis. It's not something I typically, the fun element to to trading view I don't use. Where? Yeah, I got it now. But unfortunately, did not work. Image. Yes. How do I use you? Apparently I can't. Alright, one of these days I'll figure it out, I guess. I guess I'm just a noob for now. That's weird. Man, I'm just trying to have a little fun around here. Can't do nothing. Maybe it comes back for me. I mean, I see it. It's just like not. Y'all see me pressing this button, right? Image, yes. Choose image. Why you no work? All right, my other entry got tagged in. Let's see. I don't have the blocker on. Wow. All right, now the move. This has got to be a big move, so we got room to run. I mean, just even trading into here. All right. Let's see. NQ, chopping. Looks like it wants to drop. Maybe it's not Brave browser compatible or something. All right, now since, let's see, this trade is triggered. Is it copied over? Yes, looks like it's good. All right. Let's see if we get this or not. What I don't love right now is that this is moving, this is just chopping sideways, whereas Dow is not moving. Like this made that lower low, but NQ still stayed sideways. So let's see. Oh, I can just do that too? All right, cool. I'll do that. Ooh, it's not looking good, y'all. Couldn't paste. Whatever, dude. I tried being creative one time. And by creative, I mean me having Vaughn make a meme for me. All right, let's see. In the meantime, what are metals doing? They've been working their way lower. Took broke out of this liquidity. Looks like it wants to maybe take a nice little push to the upside. That's lovely. All right. We got about 20 points in profit right now. Starting to get a decent bounce. How did any for all my stocks and options traders in here, any of you, do we have anything fun happening today? Oh, nice little 19% drop on Beyond. Excellent. Nothing like the collapse of a company. Beyond will implement a 1-for-30 reverse split and cut authorized shares to 100 million effective August 13, 2026. That's worth looking into. Snap pumping up 5.5. Okay. All right. Hey, drop a YM in the chat if you're in this trade right now. YM. Nance, did you take this? No. Nance is the absolute best trader at not taking my winners and taking my losers. Is she cursed? Possibly. But we don't know if this is a winner yet, to be fair. It floated into profit. That's one thing. So we can't get too ahead of ourselves here. Can't get too excited now. See, look at this thing's dumping back into here. Okay. Let's see. Not a great sign. I'm going to be honest with you. May have spoken a little too soon. Now I'm down $200. Oh, man. Gotta love this game. With all this liquidity down here, right? You just never know. Actually, that's interesting. YM and MYM they definitely have different price action. So YM does take New York low, Tokyo low, it gets below. So that is that's interesting. That is a lot. That changes how this moves quite a bit. Looking back at how aggressively this pumped up and down, I really should have only been in this with half risk completely. I may de-risk with this trade if I get the chance to. Because we keep making lower lows here, while NQ and S&P, they don't break the highs at all. So I think I will cut some of my risk short here. Maybe we play into this imbalance. If I get that shot, I'd be willing to. Yeah, so I'm going to do this. Take 9 contracts off the table. Sell limit, not $9. 9 contracts at 54, 160. So I am going to de-risk here. Otherwise, if she dies, she dies. And so if you're thinking, well, why is he doing that? Well, correlation just doesn't look as great. Like this is dumping, so this is going down, and right now they're inverse. So NQ drops, Dow goes up for the most part. But right now, when Dow is doing that, it's just not as effective. So that's why That's why I'm making this decision here. If anything, I could just take my money now, actually. Let's see here. But yeah, look, NQ here, like these are just going like this. And then, and these are doing the opposite. So could it still play out perfectly? Sure. But if this were to then lose, I would be like losing a minus a 1R completely here would be a little irritating for me. Cancel that. I don't know why I did that. Hold on. There's something strange here. So I'll stop there. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so that's me de-risking a trade based off of just information, based off of kind of realizing what my trade really is like here. So what, 119? All right, cool. So one, this kind of price action, where if we're looking at how the market moved up and down, aggressive movement to the upside, aggressive movement to the downside, oftentimes not the greatest sign that this is really just strong structure. Now, with that being said, the market did trade above here, right, for a good 29 minutes, so that's not bad. But if we look at the context of this, it just seems like the market pushes up violently and drops violently with a different mission. The narrative here just looked like a rebalance for a continuation down versus anything else. And then in regards to the stop loss just working and playing out well, that makes things a little different, because what we're seeing is we keep getting lower lows and lower lows with Dow. Whereas our, correlated friends here, this is not doing the same thing. This is actually maintaining much better. So yeah, anyways, if I'm just looking at how price action is moving here, I'm just not fully sold on it. So if I know I'm going to possibly take a loss here, I would, with the context that I now have, I feel better having less risk at the table. Plus, now I think I locked in a small amount, however much that was. But anyways, yeah, when you have more context, then you can still be able to decide, okay, well, how much risk do I want on the table based off of what I have available, not off of my feelings, not off of fear, doubt, scarcity. Not because, the last trade, you're fearful of success even. But what's the market showing you? And here, pump, dump. Yes, we have the big sweep down with New York Open. But even then, it was a sweep. It takes out some liquidity, maybe an hour's worth. So it's just not like a A-plus setup. And risk should match that. That's really where I'm at as far as this idea goes here. All right, so we have cleanly broken out of this for oil. I'm looking at oil right now. Out of all of this consolidation, we saw that sweep that we had talked about earlier. After oil had done all of this, then we saw it clear these lows and now start to rally, moving on up over here. Yeah, what do we think about that? What do we think about the sweep continuation? Does this have potential? Again, context matters. Context matters a lot here. A lot of liquidity, a lot of sideways movement. Takes this out, starts to rally. Similar here. I think if we get some good bullish structure, especially if we can break above this on the 1 minute and then we pull back into it, I wouldn't be mad about an entry there. YM, reduce stop. Oh, okay. Interesting. Ticked out for a half hour. Trading view slippage is arse. Your sell limit is not the same amount of contracts you're in. Yeah, that was the point. Yeah, I didn't want to completely exit. I still wanted some on the table. And then since I partially exited and there were two different trades, that's why I had different. Oh, you're saying this one over here. My bad. We'll just float this one for now. Yeah, I see. Good looks, good looks. Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. Look at how NQ is doing this. Like it's still pushing lower, and we're not getting the same shape on the other side. Like NQ, Dow isn't making highs at all. It's struggling to get up here. Australian ripping, man, what a trade! This was so good. Anyone else? You guys have any other setups? Anything you're looking at? Keep me in the loop. You want some feedback on something? Let me know before I wrap up this sesh today. Nah. All right, cool. Small L. Interesting. Why move your stop so early? Like, did you just have smart money coming in later? Or... Yeah, I'm just out of curiosity. You feel like you already got the reaction? Or do you have different management rules? $6B. Yeah, I had this one marked up. I think Brandon showed this nice little sweep continuation. Structure's been bullish, not just trading above these highs over here, but now semi trading. Actually, this, it was very unsustainable when it got up to this level. So we'll see how this continues, but at least a trade from around here. Little 2R minimum looks decent. How do you feel about gold buys on the 15? I think I have the same markup. This one right here. Entries around 43.90. Yeah. Maybe even a little lower. Sweet. Yo, so for everyone that's on the stream right now, I've been working on a little project here for the last 4 months, actually. 4 months. Well, yes, officially, I guess, working with the technology to make this happen for 4 months. But I guess it had been maybe like 5 or 6 years of ideation and stuff like that. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I will tell you. My camera's clapped. That's unfortunate. I'm just frozen. But what I will tell you is that I will tell you soon. Isn't that funny? Let's see here. All right. Whoa. Here we go. We're back. What I can tell you, though, is that I will tell you this month, and you guys will be the first to know. We've had beta testers for the last couple months, working on just getting a whole bunch of things going. But I do think this is the coolest resource. Like the coolest resource for a trader that I've ever seen for like practical use for the sake of you actually following your system, staying on track, staying just double down. And that I think is just one of the most valuable resources you can possibly have. So very excited for it. And yeah, you guys will see it soon. But you all will be the first. And man, I'm so hyped for it. I'm not going to lie. I'm just super stoked. But anyways, guys, stay tuned for that. There will be a giveaway sometime this week. So, and it will be a 50K account. We're going to be giving away a 50K. So stay on the lookout for that. But yeah, take care, y'all. Have a great day. Go do some cool shit, all right? Peace out, gang.